Hello! We're back with more Knights of the Olden Republic. And, yeah, just hopping into another good old episode. Candrace wants to speak about something. I guess I won't be able to do this samey intro because we'll be chatting it up.
Yeah, what do you want?
Yeah, what do you want? I was wondering if you... Yeah, sure, tell me some interesting stories.
Of my exploits, of the wars I've seen and fought,
Just
the
give it a
enemies
minute.
I've seen die by my hand. Sure, I'll humor you. My name's Candaris, of the Mandalorian clan Ordo. I've been fighting across the galaxy for 40 of your years. For my people, it is the honor and glory of battle that rules us. It's through combat that we prove our worth.
I'm just gonna take
gain
some notes,
renown,
bro.
and make our fortunes.
What was that, about 40 years? Clan Orzo, I think?
The Sith came to us with an offer. To fight a worthy enemy in a battle that would be remembered forever. Win or lose, as long as the fight is worthy, then honor is gained. The glory at having triumphed over impossible odds is what drives us. If there's nothing at stake, your possessions, your life, your world, then the battle's meaningless. We Mandalore take everything we are and throw it into battle. It's the true test of yourself. The battle against death. Against oblivion.
I'm just looking at number 2. What is it? To challenge the Avengers is to court death. And then you see Thanos turn around in Avengers 1 and he's just like, oopsie! You know? And then they totally like didn't go with that plot line like at all. I almost want to have like a little video like over here where like they're just showing Jango Fett getting wrecked after shooting like one blaster at that like charging rhino thing, and then like Candaris is like, we Mandalorians seek only to put everything on the line, to give everything we have into battle, and like Jango Fett's just like, I guess I'll just shoot at him, I don't know. Shoots like once at Mace Windu, gets like ripped to shreds. Boba Fett shoots once, gets thrown into the Sarlacc pit. My goodness. I'll finish this out and then I'll start going.
All life dies eventually. A true warrior is one who can beat it down whenever it raises its head. But times have changed now. The Mandalore clans have been scattered across the Outer Rim. The Republic is in decline, and the Sith Empire rises to take its place. The clans as they were aren't a threat, but the galaxy still fears us. People think we war out of spite or bloodlust. They don't understand, and fear that. We only wanted the challenge of the battle, and glory from it, win or lose. And we lost. But now I have no real challenges. Crushing Davik's enemies and the pathetic gangs in the lower city of Taris could not be considered the most glorious of tasks. When I think of the battles I've fought, the thousands I've killed, the worlds I've burned, I weep for my past. We will never again speak of this. We've got work to do, so let's get to it.
I never again want to tell you how I cried about murdering all these people and liking it. I'm going through a midlife crisis. I'm thinking about renting a small boat and just kinda seeing where it goes. Would you be interested in that? We'll never speak of this again. Anyways, shoot that guy. Oh, midlife Candaris. You're standing very sassy. Doesn't he look like... I don't know, it's just funny to me. Anyways, so the topic of the current episode is going to be identity, and it will inevitably be a little bit looser than I think some of the other episodes because... And maybe all of the episodes should be like this, but I don't really have like a lesson about this. I mostly just have like personal anecdotes and thoughts, which is, I guess, really what I have regardless. Also, one quick note before I get into that. I actually messed around a little bit with the audio settings because, as you guys probably realized, when the blasters start firing in this game, they are way louder than the dialogue. And the same goes for like the epic music swell. So I didn't tone them down a whole lot. I just toned them down a little bit. I don't have any way of toning them down without toning down all of the volume usually. But hopefully you guys will notice that, and hopefully that will be a little nicer on your eardrums probably. But one thing I wanted to at least start off with, and again, this episode is going to be more kind of all over the place, but is this concept of identity, and this idea of having identity and not having identity. And I recently, like, I was playing a ton of Smash Ultimate lately, like, doing a lot. I'm just going to stalk these Jedi around. Like, just doing... She's so... Where's she going? She's I don't know. I walk here and I walk there. You know, I've been playing... I was playing a ton of Smash Ultimate lately, and I was just really into, you know, the competitive sense and getting better and kind of just going through that grind. And I kind of, like... I think I burned myself out a little bit, and it was negatively affecting, like, just things in my life. Like, you know, like, I'd play, like, a... first to 3 whenever anyone would ever rematch you in online and Smash, and or like get in a long set, and then I'd have like literally 3 seconds downtime before I queued with somebody else, and I'd miss texts and all this stuff. I mean, it didn't amount to like anything really negative in my relationship, but I looked at it and I had this like feeling of emptiness after grinding for like 5 or 6 hours, like just playing online, playing more online, and just infinite stupidity happening. And I'm like, you know what, I need to just back out from playing Smash for a while because I think I'm burning myself out. And I think I went to my parents' house, dropped off the Switch, and I didn't really have even like much of a want, at least yesterday, to play this or to play anything else, and it kind of led me to this idea of the thing that I really liked and the thing that I was like really into, I wanted to drop for a little while. And weirdly, it also feels like I dropped like a ton of just video games in general when I dropped that. I mean, other than this, obviously, I played this at a really small clip, so I never really get bored of it. But it's this concept I've been kind of feeling lately, like I've just been sitting around like in the space where I would want to play Smash Brothers and being like, fuck, what am I gonna do right now? Like, what do I want to do? And a lot of times I'm sitting there and I'm just like, I don't want to do anything. If I can't play Smash, I'm just gonna chill. And so like I've kind of been wading through that a little bit, and like, I bought some basketball shoes the other day. I bought some PG3s, and I was watching like a review on the shoe, and I saw some guys doing some like sick ass shit, like doing their kind of like their like hype video for their shoes. And I was like, fuck, dude, I want to get into basketball. And a lot of the guys have been playing recently, and I just went down to the courts and shot around and played with some guys, and I did okay. I got, honestly, I got kind of wrecked probably, but it was fun and I enjoyed it, and I don't think I'll be like get like super obsessed with basketball, but I think it's kind of a point of like, I don't like the idea of not being into something, I think with men especially, we look at ourselves a lot in what we do. I don't like the usage of the word we, I'm just using it for, I guess, that example, but I tend to look at a lot of what I do as what I am, and a lot of times when I didn't do something and I didn't look at, like I wasn't really into anything, or I was ashamed of what I was into, I felt like a nothing person. And I think like, you can always think of those kids in high school that like, they weren't athletes, they weren't like, weren't nerds, they weren't stoners, they weren't anything, and you're like, what is this person? What does this person do? Like, what do they do on their off time? Are they secretly something else? You'd have to assume yes, because they have to be doing something when they're home alone, right? Or when they're out on their free time. And I remember when I was in middle school, I was on vacation in the Bahamas with my family. I would think it was going into high school, and or maybe it was 7th grade or something. It was early, but I remember crying in my pillow, and my dad coming in and being like, what's wrong, And I remember being really upset because I'm like, I'm not good at anything. All I'm good at is video games, and nobody gives a shit about video games, and neither do I. It's just what I like, and it's what I'm good at. This is like before like any nerd stuff became like you know, popular or cool or common or anything, but or even like cool in its own way. But and I remember the answer luckily kind of just fell in my lap because my friend Harry moved into town, and they were like big time musicians, and I had like one guitar lesson with some friends, and I learned how to play Smoke on the Water from some guy who forgot my name for like in 3 different sessions. And Sam and Harry, Sam who's now he's a really famous musician, he goes under the DJ name Trivecta, he's a fantastic artist, always has been. They you know, I kind of got in with them and got in with their music teacher, and then I kind of like threw my heart and soul into playing music, and that was my identity. And I think even more than, and I did love it at the time as well, even more than that, I enjoyed the feeling of being around and being like, I am the musician, I'm the music guy. If you look at me, you know what I am, you value what I am. Everybody knows I'm sick, you know, and that's that, you know. Nobody steps to you. Nobody, like, you feel like you're somebody, and you don't feel ashamed of anything. And that's your identity. And for a lot of people, I think it's like athletics. Like, I'm a basketball player. I'm a lacrosse player. That's what I am. I'm good at what I do. I have a reason to be proud when I walk around, you know. It's a very, like, I think it's a very male, like, way of looking at things. But I'm weirdly at this point now where, like, I feel like maybe just because I've been cutting out the Smash, and that's like the only game I've been playing, and I've been like playing it really competitively and going to tournaments and going to hostings and really getting into the tech and the frame data and the matchup stuff and labbing things out. I just feel like empty because I'm like, I don't know if I really care about playing video games that much right now. And like, what do I care about? So I'm kind of like battling this feeling of like, having an identity, who am I, what am I doing, like, and I have more things to talk about to that point, but I also want to actually play this goddamn game, so yeah, let's see what the council decided. I'm sure they're gonna have some fun shit to say.
Of a most unusual development. She claims you and she have shared a dream.
Did she like look over in VR and just see me just like with the headset on in the dream?
These ruins have long
It wasn't the
been known
only
to
thing
us,
I was
but
looking
we
at in
believe
VR
them
at the
to be
time.
merely burial mounds. Perhaps they're more than we first suspected, if Revan and Malak found something there.
Bastila has described this shared dream to the Council in great detail. We feel it is more than a dream. It is a vision. The Force is acting through you, as it acts through Bastila.
Yes. I'm having visions now?
You and Bastila share a powerful connection to the Force, and each other. This is not unheard of. Connections often form between master and student, but rarely does a bond develop so quickly.
Whatever dangers may lie ahead, we cannot ignore the destiny that has brought you and Bastila here.
Who are you looking at, not Yoda? I'm joined with her.
You and she are linked, as is your fate to hers. Together, you two may be able to stop Darth Malak and the Sith.
But do not let your head be filled with visions of glory and power. Such thoughts are the path to the dark side. The way of the light is long and difficult, as you must learn. Are you ready for such hardship?
Understand that there is little choice in this matter, for you or us. Across the galaxy, the numbers of our order dwindle. We have sent many Jedi in quest of a way to thwart Malak's advance. Many have not returned. The Sith hunt the Jedi down like animals, ambushing and assassinating our brothers wherever they are found. We fear it is only a matter of time until they discover even this hidden refuge.
Other Jedi have fallen from the light and embraced the dark side, giving their allegiance to the Sith and Malak, their Dark Lord. Perhaps our hope lies in the dream you and Bastila shared. The Council has come to the conclusion that you and Bastila must investigate...
First she's Bastila, and then she's Bastila.
Perhaps there you will find some clue. Some explanation of how Revan and Malak were corrupted, and perhaps there you shall find a way to stop them.
The Force flows through you like no student we have ever seen. But you're willful and headstrong, a dangerous combination.
Before we send you to investigate the ruins, you must be trained in the ways of the Jedi, so that you can resist the darkness within yourself, within all of us. Otherwise, you are doomed to fail.
We must begin your training at once. You have a destiny upon you that you must be prepared to face. The entire fate of the galaxy is upon you.
I can only hope you will prove up to the task.
The
Dun
path you have
dun
chosen to
dun.
walk is difficult. Intensive training will prepare you physically for the demands.
Oh, it's a
of the order.
montage?
Meditation.
Let's
will teach you
get down to
eternal power.
business to defeat
Truly understand the
Dark
way of the
Jedi.
You must open your mind. to
Did
knowledge.
they send me daughters
Wisdom
when
and
I
teachings of the
asked
great masters of our
for
order.
not Taco
Jedi
Bell?
is never alone.
You're a
Others
savage,
in the
pale,
order will always
pathetic
stand
group
by
of Jedi people trainers,
You and Bastila
and
share
you
a special
haven't got a
not be
clue.
afraid to turn
Somehow
to those who need
I'll
help in training.
get that booty off the screen.
The way of the Jedi is difficult. It requires great discipline.
Why can't she's like, I want to use the lightsaber.
Yet even
The
though
lights,
you
the
are a mere
lightsaber, the
apprentice,
lightsaber.
Your potential is unlimited, and your progress amazing. In all my years, I have never seen one who has mastered the initial training.
It's almost like it took 30 seconds.
You've done in weeks what many cannot do in years. I am honored to welcome you fully into the Jedi Order.
It just kind of seems like you got a
Soon
bit of
your
an alien
apprenticeship
heart
will
on
end,
for my
and you will be
superpowers.
granted the title of Padawan, the lowest rank of those within the Jedi Order. Yet first you must prove yourself worthy. In the traditions and customs of our order, as handed down from master to pupil for 1,000 generations, you must successfully complete 3 tests before you earn your place among the Jedi.
The Jedi.
These tests will see if you have truly
I am
mastered
ready for the
training
tests,
you have been
Master.
given,
Qui-Gon
both
says I'm
mental
ready.
And physical. Upon completing these tests, you will pass from apprentice to Padawan and join in the ranks of the Jedi.
Actually, that he was
I
training
will
to be a
test
master.
your knowledge of the Jedi Code. These tenets must always guide your actions. In everything you do, you must always be conscious of their wisdom. You
Yeah,
must
the
prove you have a
tenets
Jedi's
are
understanding of
never
the
be
code.
sad,
Return when
never
you
be
feel you are ready
happy,
for this challenge.
never be angry, never be confused, never talk back to your manager, never take candy from strangers, and always pay your rent on time, right? Those are the lessons, right? Cool. What do you...
Greetings, my young pupil. Your progress has been most remarkable, so... Soon your apprentice in the... These tests... First, I will test your knowledge. You must now prove you have a Jedi's understanding. There is no emotion.
There is the Force.
That is not correct. There is no shame in admitting weakness. Return...
Oh, I gotta go talk to people and learn about the Jedi way.
It is not the Jedi way.
Also, you realize that that the not Yoda guy doesn't speak in the like.
Hungry you are. Taco Bell you must find.
Like he doesn't like talk like that. He's just like,
Hey, what the hell do you think I would be talking about? Chalupas are on sale, let's go!
ugh. You guys can probably tell that I literally never eat at Taco Bell. I can't. I'm gluten free. Anywho, yeah, let's go around and talk to Jedi people. Yeah, I don't know. It's not the first time I've had like an identity issue. I think when I moved to St. Pete to finish school a couple years ago, and oh, cool! It tells you like the Jedi paths. 10. Yeah, What? Hold on. Is there a way I can, like, look at my save files? Yeah, these... I don't remember... I think it says when I go on my inventory what I am. I'm a scout. Okay. That's what I wanted to be. It's the middle class. But yeah, I've had identity problems before. I think when I was living in St. Pete, when I was there for school, I didn't bring my, like, any of my consoles. I eventually brought my PlayStation 3, but, like, I don't know. I was like I think I'll always be like a gamer at heart. Like, I'll always watch Twitch and always be interested in the news, and so, like, that stuff's not really that divorceable. But I didn't, like, actually bring any of my consoles. And I remember, like, I feel like some of the girls that I was talking to at the time, like, you know, I felt like almost like a cluster of opinions without, like, any real, like, weight, you know, like, you know, I had thoughts and ideas about things, and I wanted to start different things and blah, blah, blah. Like, I had all these sustainability ideas, and I was training birds of prey and all this, but, like, there was never, like, if you don't, like, your identity is what you spend your time doing, like, and I think literally at the time where I wasn't gaming, like, I would just watch Twitch, or I would, like, you know, I would just sit and do nothing, or, like, sit and listen to YouTube and just be bored out of my mind until, like, some appointment came up, and it sucked, and I felt like a nothing person, like one of those nothing people I've talked about, and it doesn't feel great to, like, not feel like you are something, and maybe it's a weak kind of form of self-identity, but nonetheless, it's something that I've a feeling I've had more than once.
Good day to you. I'm afraid I cannot speak to you at the moment. I apologize.
But what about the riddles I'm supposed to answer? Belaya, anything?
Greetings, apprentice. Though I understand you shall not have that lowly title much longer. Master Jar tells me that your progress has been remarkable. Soon he feels you will attain the rank of Padawan. Then you will truly be a full-fledged Jedi. How are you enjoying your training? All Jedi must know the code. Its tenets are the fundamental teachings of our order. There is no emotion. There is peace. There is no ignorance. There is knowledge. There is no passion. There is serenity. There is no chaos. There is harmony. There is no death. There is the Force. Think and meditate on these truths, apprentice, if you ever wish to become one.
Yeah, so basically, like, you know, kind of like hard Paragon stuff, you know? Paragon things. Yeah, just whatever the opposite of what they say, just say the opposite of it. You know, you could have just said whatever he says. If they say there is no red, you say there's only blue. They say if there is no DLC, you say there is only vanilla. If they say there's no PTO, you say there's only me quitting this job. And that's it. All right, let's talk to Zar Lesjom.
Young pupil, your progress.
Yeah, I know.
But I perceive the young.
Oh shit! Whoops.
When you,
I wanted to actually know about that.
greetings,
Whoops.
my. Few mention those names around here anymore, but I suppose
Asking
it's
about
just
Revan and
dangerous
Malak.
to deny they were ever part of the Order. When I was still on Coruscant, Revan and Malak often came to me for additional training. In particular, Revan's hunger to learn seemed insatiable. I should have recognized this as a warning sign. But I perceived the young Padawan's lust for knowledge as simple exuberance and eagerness. Revan was my most promising pupil, one I felt sure would someday become a champion of the Jedi Order.
And then he was like, all these rules? I'm out of here.
The Jedi Order moved too slowly for Revan and Malak. We were too cautious in their eyes. They always sought to learn far quicker than their masters felt was prudent. It is one thing to understand a lesson, but to truly comprehend it takes a wisdom that only comes with time. Several years ago, when the Mandalorian threat first arose, Revan and Malak were eager to journey to the Outer Rim to defeat the enemy of the Republic. But the Council felt it best if we moved with care and caution. The true threat the Council feared had not yet revealed itself. But Revan would not be dissuaded. Charismatic and powerful, it was inevitable many of the Order would flock to Revan's seemingly noble cause. Malak was the first to join his closest friend. Others soon followed, many of our youngest and brightest, intent on saving the galaxy from the Mandalorian threat. They were foolish to disregard the Council's wishes. I do not know what happened to Revan, Malak, and their followers on the farthest reaches of the Outer Rim, but something corrupted them. Their ideals became twisted, their spirits were tainted, and they fell to the dark side. There is a lesson in this, a lesson you would do well to take to heart. The dark side can corrupt even the most noble of Jedi. You have learned much, yet there is much more for you to still understand. The way of the Jedi must be entered into with a clear and focused mind. When you feel that you are ready to continue your training, know that you can find me here.
You either die the hero, or you live long enough to see Jared Leto play not Jim Carrey in Joker makeup.
Greetings, my young pupil. Your progress has been...
Oh god, these lame jokes. Yeah.
Soon, in the these tests, first, you must not... There is no emotion.
There is... peace.
There is no ignorance.
There's knowledge.
There is no passion.
There is serenity.
There is no chaos.
There's harmony.
There is no death.
There is only the farce.
You have learned your studies well, apprentice. It will not be
I feel
long
like I
before
just
you are
cheated
a
on the
full member
test.
Of our order. But first, you must pass
Is the
second
number one
test
problem that
and
no
learn
one in the
about the
Jedi
most
Order
prized
can remember
possession of a
5
Jedi,
things in a
the
row?
very symbol
They
of our
can't do
order.
like a multiple
The
choice
lightsaber.
test
The
that
lightsaber
has
is
the
traditional
same
weapon of
consistent
our
theme
order.
running
It
through
is a
every
symbol of
question.
Jedi's skill, dedication, and
They're like,
authority.
alright, first
And
question.
each lightsaber is as
2
individual as the
times
Jedi who
6.
wield it. The blade
And they're
is
like,
made of pure energy, focused by
and
polished
like
crystals
3/4
in
of them get
the
it, you know?
second test, each Jedi must construct his
and then the next
lightsaber
one they're
with
like,
his own
alright,
hands. And now it is
2
your
times
time. Speak with Master
7.
Dorak,
And
who will
everyone's
guide you
like,
through the true
God, all
power
these
crystal."
questions! You know, it's like, you could have asked something harder. I know it's the first question. Alright, I gotta go build my lightsaber. Or what have you. Where do you want me to go? Hold on. I was being too big of a dingus to know what you were
You should
talking about.
speak to Master Dorak.
Oh yeah, Master Dorak. Which one is Dorak? Black dude. Alright, let's get it. What up, Dorak?
Ah, you have come, young apprentice, at Master Zar's bidding. He sees great promise in you.
Maybe this is why all the freaking Jedi
Time
keep
has
dying.
come
They
for
have
you
to
to
take
choose the
one
color of
5-question
your
multiple choice
This color
task, and then they're
also
like, here's a
reflects your
lightsaber, go get killed by a Mandalorian or whatever. Or get turned into an evil dark guy that shoots lightning out of his fingernails. I just love these questions. If you look at what I'm doing here, and here, you will see something. I'm trying like a little bit of I call it like arid posh, you know. There's a theme of sort of like high world Outlander I'm going for, and I was hoping that you'd have some lightsaber colors that would complement or bring out the motif I'm going for in my summer look. So like a bronze might be good. Maybe a platinum blade would be cool. Anything shimmery. Nothing too matte. But you know, an accent piece, if you will. Yeah, what colors are there, dude?
Blue is the color of the Jedi Guardian. This Jedi battles against the forces of evil and the dark side. They focus more on combat training and use of the lightsaber. Yellow is the color of the Jedi Sentinel. This Jedi's green.
I want to be a sentinel.
Indeed. We shall see. I will now ask you questions, and your responses will indicate which class you lean most towards.
Oh, I
a
hate
woman
this.
And a small child are beset by a
Every time I always get the color that's lame.
Weapons, and she screams to you for help. What do you do?
Do you think 2 is the...
Indeed. You are in combat with a dark Jedi allied with the Sith. There is a pause in the combat. What do you do? Yes, I suspected as much. Now, the next question.
I'm
There is
just
a
winging
locked
it on
door,
these.
and your goal lies on the other side. What do you do?
Whatever a guy with a yellow lightsaber would do, man.
I am beginning to see a pattern here, apprentice. I have a feeling about what you would be best at. But first, the final question. You are the head of an enclave on a contested world. The Dark Jedi have infiltrated and are causing unrest across the planet. What do you do?
Kill them with my lightsaber.
Yes, I thought as much. As I suspected, you would be most suitable as a Jedi Sentinel. Which
The
color and
most
path do you
medium
believe
option.
yourself most suited to, apprentice?
So there was no point in me taking this quiz? Yeah, yellow. That's the one I want.
Here is a yellow crystal for your lightsaber.
Ooh.
Go speak to Master Jar again, and he will instruct you in how to construct it.
Instruct to construct. Ooh, I got them sweet levels. All right, so I had read like a ton of things online about how you're supposed to build your guy, what you're supposed to do, blah, 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 blah. Everybody said that double-bladed lightsabers are OD, which is, I think, what I had said in the last episode. And, I mean, I might just do that, to be honest, just because it's cool, but that I think melee is way better than blasters, and that sentinels or the ones that are melee, the guardians, are the best ones, because guardians just smash people, and sentinels have resistances that'll make the final boss fight a lot easier than it would be if you just smash everybody with the guardian, and then there's like this crazy difficulty spike at the end, which is what, you know, is something that happens in BioWare games, and it's also something that happened to me when I was like, I don't know, 11 or 12 playing this game for the first time, and I could not beat the final boss of this game no matter what I did. I like felt like I came in and I had no saves to where I could like go back and replay the right parts, and I just got my ass kicked, and I never beat it because of that. So I don't remember what that guide said, but we're just gonna have to go with, you know, I'm persuading, I guess. I think they said that like, don't give a shit about demo, don't give a shit about stealth, don't give a shit about awareness, persuade, treat injury, computer use, which is what I've been doing, and I don't think it takes a genius to know that, you know. I think they say feats are great and skills are trash. You have been granted all this cool ass Jedi shit, right? So they also said that Power Strike is whack and Flurry is godlike, right? So whenever you can, get the high level Flurry. When you're a Sentinel, you immediately get a resistance towards, yeah, it's this one, immunities to fears and like stuns and shit. So you can't be like status. I think dueling is good, period, they said. I'm trying to remember which ones are good to like max out first. Melee weapons, yeah, of course. Yeah, Jedi classes only. You only get level 3 of this if you're a Guardian. But basically, like, you get more like spots in your like for buffs, I think, if you're a Sentinel, and you can make your final build better against the final boss if you're a Sentinel than you can if you're a Guardian. But the game will be way easier not way, but just easier overall if you're a guardian before that. Yeah, alright, cool. So yeah, I want to get the improved flurry because everybody says flurry's godlike. So cure, what do I want for force powers? So you can actually get any kind of power that you want in this game. I didn't remember this. If you're a light side Jedi, the light side things cost less. But if you're a dark side Jedi, the dark side points cost twice as much. I did not realize this before, but bursts of speed actually makes it so that you attack more times in a round as well. So I think bursts of speed is really good. Valor is good, resistance is good. I don't know if you even need resistance. Affect mind. I think a lot of these abilities, well, these are all the dark side abilities that are just crazy strong, right? But I think the best one is obviously cure and burst of speed, right? Those are the godlike ones, right? Also, everybody else is like, yo, don't forget about me. What about Karth? So Karth is supposed to be the most flexible character in this game, but I don't really give a shit about Karth, to be honest. So I don't know. I'm just gonna kind of like just do stuff. What is Dex? Yeah, but Dex is yeah, we'll just do more Dex. We'll just make Karth the blaster. And then we want to give him whatever, treat injury, and honestly, he's just a gunner, so it really doesn't matter what else he's doing. 2-weapon fighting, heavy armor, master power blast. I don't know if rapid shot is better or power blast is better, but master power blast is definitely better than regular rapid shot, so we'll just go with that. And then Canderous and his old mean beefy self. So Canderous is dope because he is a really good melee guy, apparently. Everybody said build strength Canderous because he is a crazy tanky dude. So we want more treat injury because I think that stacks with his passive where he just regens health. And we want to give him 2-weapon fighting and melee weapon bonuses and dueling. So we're actually gonna go against the grain here. We're gonna build melee Canderous because Canderous is a beast apparently.
Sure.
So yeah. So where do they want me to go? They want me to go build this thing. What's Dorak got to say?
Greetings, young apprentice. Have you, as a chronicler of the Academy here on the Mandalorian Wars, as you wish.
I mean, I'll come back and talk to you later, dude. I don't want to feel like pressured.
I see you insist on wandering.
Good evening, apprentice. Very.
Where am I supposed to go? Journal? This is what everybody said. Master Czar again. Okay, cool. Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, I don't really know like if it's good to have like questions of identity, you know? Maybe it is good like to be forced to try to grow, you know? Or to like do new things for fun, or to look for more value in your life, or to like, you know, look at yourself in the context of being like, if I didn't do this one defining characteristic, what would I be? And not in a sense of like maybe what I was doing, where like you just eliminate something and you don't fill it with anything, you know what I mean? You just continue to like kind of dabble in it, and then you're just depressed, or you don't have anything else. But maybe like that's the time to really start experimenting. Like maybe basketball is the thing. Maybe I'll get super into that, you know? I don't know. Who can really say? Maybe I'll get into politics. Maybe I'll get into candy. Who knows? Something horrible for me, but it might help, expand my personal horizons a little bit. And I think that's good for anybody. Like, what is LeBron James without basketball? What is, I don't know, anything against anything. Ooh. I don't have any power crystals. Yo! Get this work! Oh, God, I'm so sick. Oh, man. Being a Jedi is rad.
You have done extremely well in constructing your lightsaber, apprentice. Your crystal seems to have been set perfectly. It is rare indeed for that to happen the first time one constructs their lightsaber. These crystals are very rare, found only in certain caves strong in the Force. By adding crystals to your lightsaber, you can alter or enhance its properties. There have even been unconfirmed rumors of certain Force-sensitive caves here on Dantooine that may hold these crystals.
Can I find crystals on Dantooine?
It is a rumor only. I do not know if there's any truth.
How hilarious would it be if there actually wasn't any? There was just like a cave and there just wasn't shit in it and just rancors like pooped in there or whatever, and that's just what their poop happens to look like. Or there was like a glint on somebody's glasses and they're like, Force Crystal! And like all these people went out there and they're just like, it's not here, man. It's a totally unsubstantiated rumor. Who would have thunk?
Who also wields a lightsaber. Are you ready to face the final challenge, apprentice?
I don't know, but I imagine it involves me stabbing something, so yes.
For every Jedi, the threat of the dark side is always present. You must truly understand this before you are accepted into the Order. You must see the corruption.
And
of the
his
dark
identity
side for
is
yourself.
a light side Jedi, so maybe he should dabble in the dark side because he needs to know himself more than he knows himself within the limited definition of his own ability to entertain himself or whatever, maybe,
Perverts the region around it. The Cath hounds in the area have become savage and ruthless. They have become a threat to the settlers, a threat the Jedi have promised to stop. The Cath hounds are but a symptom of the true problem. You must journey into the grove and confront the true.
This is a very like online MMO kind of quest, where you can send like a trove of people that can kind of just do something, collect some random bullshit and bring it back to a quest giver.
I can say no more. Some things you must see for yourself. None of the other Jedi at the Academy are permitted to help you in this task.
That must be the best advice he's given. Some things you do have to see for yourself. Unfortunately, one of the biggest wisdom pieces you'll learn, or I've learned in my life, is that nobody listens until it happens to them, Unfortunately, you gotta step in the poop to know that it doesn't come off these kind of shoes. Not without leaving stains, anyways. But yeah, it's, I don't know. I think I don't know, like, how any of this, feelings of identity stuff. I guess I just, like, directly exit the Academy. I think it's this over here. What up, Jedi Droid? Is this place a go?
The Council has decreed you may come
Oh,
to build
cool.
as you please.
Beautiful kind of green pastures. Flying manta rays. Nemo! The world's best Urian player. And Karth being a little emo bitch. Alright, Karth, I talked to Candace. I know you've... Fuck. What do you want to talk about? That I'm still specking you for guns and I'm specking Candace for melee? Do you want to be melee? Ugh, as long as you talk to me from, 20 paces that way, I guess I can just not hear you.
Yes, what's on your mind? I thought I said I don't want to talk about it anymore. Cute. Nice to know you're so full of concern. Well, I guess it wouldn't hurt, though. I don't know why you're so interested. When I think of all the men who betrayed us, the one that stands out above all of them is the one that I respected the most. Saul. With good reason. Admiral Saul Kareth is the commander of the entire Sith fleet. He's half the reason Malak has done so well in the war. Saul was my commanding officer back when the Mandalorian Wars first began. He taught me everything about being a soldier, and I looked up to him. Saul approached me before he left. He talked to me about how the Republic was on the losing side and about how I should start thinking of my survival. I know now that he was trying to recruit me into the Sith, but I couldn't have conceived of it back then. I argued with him and he got angry and he left. I never saw him again.
You didn't think he would betray the Republic, would you?
Saul was my mentor. He led us to so many victories against the Mandalorians. Even when things looked to be at their worst.
You're gonna say that right in front of this Mandalorian right here, as if he's not standing literally in between us.
He not only left us for the
He's just like has to look past Candace and been like, yeah, we thought those Mandalorians were gonna kick our ass, and then boy, we just like pulled another one right out of our ass and fucking killed all of them, didn't we? Yeah, can you hear me?
I mean, I could have stopped him.
Almost couldn't tell you about how much I fucking hate these Mandalorians behind this dumb, retiree's dumb ass over here. It's freaking degenerate mind. So you blame yourself?
I don't know, maybe. He might have killed me if I tried, or I might have killed him. I was stupid, however, and I let him go. I fought Saul for years now, and if I ever catch up to him, he will regret what he's done. He will regret it.
I mean, you seem very, very emphatic about that.
Well, there's more to the story, I guess. But I don't want to talk about it right now. Let's go.
I don't know. What do you think of this world?
Dantooine's a boring place. It's all plains and herders and small settlements. Perfect for the Jedi to lose themselves in, I guess. Well, that's all I can think of, at any rate. You got it.
So Candace, what do you think about Dantooine? Do you think it's boring?
From what we saw from space, this world doesn't have a lot of people. I couldn't really have found much work here anyway, so I never had an interest. It looks like a farm world. The Republic has thousands of these places. Ones that get by farming crops and hunting herds of native beasts. But I might have underestimated this place. It seems to be more than I thought. You have anything else you want to ask?
Yeah, you got any more cool war stories?
I was one of the best youth warriors in the clan Ordo in my time. No one before me had mastered the power of our basilisk war droids as quickly as I had. Except Mandalore himself, of course. In those days, we were sweeping across the Outer Rim, destroying all who fought us. Young Mandalores would prove themselves in real combat with unknown opponents above 1,000 worlds. Each brought back stories of his achievements.
And what was your story?
I remember it well.
I just repeated everyone else's. That's my story.
Its defenses just stirring. As was tradition, I would go ahead of the first wave to find enemies in the thickest fighting. I remember sitting there in my armor, linked directly with a basilisk thrumming beneath me, my heart racing with fear of the coming battle. Every new warrior has to fear to understand how to beat it. You must know that. The doors opened in front of me, and the air was sucked out of the drop bay, scattering crystals of frozen vapor across my path. I can't describe what it feels like to look directly down at a world, falling continuously as you circle it, with barely 15 centimeters of armor plate protecting you. When the magnetic locks disengaged on my droid, I plunged out of the drop bay towards the battle that waited below.
Did you plunge or did you dive? Because I think dive or torpedoed or plummeted to the planet's surface will read a lot better. The guy's giving his autobiography.
The exhilaration, the euphoria I felt as I streaked into the atmosphere, dodging self-guided projectiles and beam weapons, was unmatched. An 80-kilometer plunge through the atmosphere, dodging and weaving, the outside of my armor glowing like the sun with the heat of re-entry. And with barely 30 meters to spare, I twisted and skimmed the surface, firing at the giant beam generators that were in my path. The explosion from that sent shock waves that leveled the entire complex around it. It was the moment of my life.
Cool. So do you have plans for chapter 11, or are we just doing 10? Because I don't know if I can get the publisher to sign on for more than 3,000 words, because it is going to be your first novel. Canderous Ordo and The Time I Fell Out of the Battleship, the movie, the sequel. Reloaded.
I'll never forget those times. But things are different now.
What does a
We can't go on
basilisk
fighting
war
the
droid
way
look
we
like?
did.
Do we fight them
There
in
are
this
too
game?
few of us
I don't
left
know.
now. But I really don't want to talk about this anymore. I trust I satisfied
Is
your
it like an
curiosity
Iron Man
for
suit?
now.
That would be
Is there
cool.
something else you want to know?
Huh?
Your choice. I'm here if you want something done right.
Journal entry added. Request for new journal in place.
It is good sometimes to stop and reflect on the beauty of nature and the Force. I am sorry. I tend to get carried away. I do not believe we have met, apprentice. My name is Nemo. Is there something I can help you with?
Yeah, I don't know how to do the one Aegis setup where I land in the corner and I'm already charging the heavy kick overhead, and it's like I'm a cross up like already, and then if they block it, they still have to take the next mix up because they bounce into the Aegis. This is like a very niche joke. There's a very good Street Fighter V player named Nemo who plays Urian, and he's a very fun character to watch, but a very BS character to play against.
Indeed. What is it you would like from me?
Canderous is like, looking over the shoulder looks much cooler.
The Council has told you nothing of the Grove?
I know it's pretty tainted.
Do not
I just
be
don't
so
know
quick
what's
to
tainting
judge
it.
Circumstances about
Or who's
which you
tainted
are
it.
ignorant.
Or whose taint it
Not
is.
Everything may be as transparent as you would believe. The Grove can be found to the south and east in the plains, but be wary of Cathounds. They may be agitated by the power in the Grove. Is there something else I can help you with? About me? I am truly flattered. What is it you wish to know?
I don't know, I'm just talking to all the old people on this retirement planet. When did you move to Florida? Why did you move to Florida? What year did you retire? Why didn't you pick Denver, Colorado instead?
The importance you put in a name is misleading, young one. You, of all people, should remember that. Is there something else I can help you with? About. I am here by the will of the Jedi Council. I serve the good and, hopefully through that, the people of the Republic. I think perhaps you place an undue importance on rank and hierarchy. Understandable, but regrettable also. We each serve in our place, high or low. Is
Every
there
time
something else I can
every
help
time I
you
ask
with?
this dude a question, I'm like, so what do you do? He's like, oh, we don't do or not do anything. He's like a super liberal startup creator. He's just like, well, Peachmo is not really a product and it's not really a service. It's kind of a new thing we're calling a purvis. It's a product, a service, it's not anything. We're really not ready to put a label on it. We're just getting it out there in order to drive interest. And honestly, I understand why it would seem to be one of those things, but here at the Jedi Council, we kind of just do things our own way. You know what I mean? It's like, yes, bro, I get that you're condescending, but what is it that you do here? What do you do for work?
About. As I have said, I believe, my name is Nemo. I am here by the will of the Jedi Council. Indeed, my young friend, that I am. I have served the Council for many years.
I don't
and have
believe a
seen many
goddamn thing
apprentices
you
pass
say,
through this
Nemo.
enclave. Is very well. Ah, yes, those caves. Those caves are Kinreth spiders infest the places. They are attracted by the colors and heat given off by the crystals, I think. It is a pity. Those caves are strong with the Force. Is there something else I can help you with?
Probably
I
nothing.
hope your time is well spent here on Dun.
And you like walk away like, Nemo, it's not, you don't talk to the guests, Nemo. You just clean the benches. You just buff out the marble. That's all you do, Nemo. Don't talk to them. Did he tell you he was a Jedi again? Unbelievable.
Greetings, friend. I think I can safely assume you are a member of the Jedi Order.
Greetings!
Has the Council agreed to hear our petition?
No, Louis C.K.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was mistaken. Does the Council require our presence? Oh, I see. I am mistaken. How may I be of assistance? My name is Gar. Me and my fine wife, Rilke, here.
A pleasure.
Live on one of the northern farms.
Northern. I remembered I'm doing the country accent.
Getting really bad of late, and we're here to ask the Jedi Council to help. Ever since the Republic beat them years ago, little groups have been roaming all over the place.
They're pathetic. They're taking scraps when they should be taking worlds.
With the Sith invasion, the Republic doesn't have the manpower to hunt them down. The Jedi are even worse off because Malik has been hunting them specifically. They're worried that he might even be supporting these raiders, so don't want to face them directly. That puts us in a kind of hard situation. Is there anything else I can help you with? Farewell.
Should I talk to his waifu?
Hello. I'm afraid I'm not very good at explaining things. If you have any questions, please ask my husband.
Oh my god. This game was not made in 2020.
How long can you people continue to sit by and claim you protect us? Protect
or
us?
for 2020.
Ha! You sit in your enclave safe from the Mandalorians while we suffer. Those Mandalorian brutes have killed my daughter.
You should have protected her better. And you call yourself her father.
And what am I supposed to do against a dozen Mandalorians and Duros? Nothing. There was nothing I could do. They came to our land demanding our livelihood. But Ilsa, my Ilsa...
Not Elsa.
No. There was nothing I could do. Too many of the Mandalorians and their Duros allies. I've come here to...
I don't know if Duros is like an expletive or an alien.
For my daughter.
I'm just assuming it is an alien based on the capitalization in the text.
I will give you all I have. Just please, annihilate them from the face of this planet.
I don't know, I was planning on slicing shit up with my lightsaber anyways. Yo, what up, Nee? Me gobble cop. Mulira is like the most popular word in here. I'm just trying to see if there are any quests I can get.
Rahatia Sandral is a nice young woman, but her father has been keeping her at their estate since her brother went missing. The council's been telling us not to go near the stones to the east. Just as well, the Cath hounds near there seem a lot more vicious.
It's funny because it's almost like the fact that they have like these vaguely English accents and like this, it's so like grassy, it feels like a starting zone in an RPG. Well, let me see if I can get in some stabby stabs before the episode ends.
Greetings, young Jedi. I wonder if you could assist me. I seem to have lost my companion, you see?
Don't worry, I'm only padding out my to-do list before I venture into the unknown, looking to solve every problem that anyone has ever, you know, managed to incur upon themselves in the last 2 to 3 months. It's only me doing it.
We were working on my farm to the north of here, I was working in the garden outside, and he was working inside. I heard the door to the house open, but not close. I went to see and found it wide open. I searched everywhere and could not find him. I worry so much. I need him back so badly. I wonder if he... Could he have been kidnapped? Not that I know of. None of my neighbors really know he's there. Maybe it was the Mandalorians.
There's something weird about this.
Cathounds. But no, cathounds are not intelligent enough to open doors. Although they have been more vicious lately. No, it must have been someone who could open the door by himself. Come to think of it, the door was locked. Well, yes, it could have, but he had no
His
reason
programming,
for it.
it's a droid.
His programming. Well, yes.
They were doing the droid-human relationship thing
He's the last piece
before
of my
the Han Solo
I
movie
have
did.
left. He's very dear to me, my precious is. I don't know what I'd do without
My
him.
precious.
He's the only companionship I have
My
in all of
precious.
Dantooine.
My precious.
I can't do Smeagol. That was horrible.
Precious.
I think I can do it if I have like enough time to like to practice it.
He is a
What did you
personal
use him
assistant.
for again?
My husband was a genius at constructing droids. He made this one capable of taking care of me for the rest of my life. As the last legacy of my husband,
He
my
was
own
a top-of-the-line
personal
vibration
peace of
droid
mind. I need him back.
for
His
massages.
absence gnaws at me like a gaping wound.
Gaping.
She really misses her droid, doesn't she?
Please, I beg of you, return my droid.
Gaping.
Thank you.
Alright, let's fill that gaping wound of you. Oh wait, more people to talk to. There really must be nobody out there. Yeah, there's probably some good ones. Cassus Fett. You gotta really get money in this game to like buy the good armor. Is that a Cath Hound? Damn, they look mad Final Fantasy. Alright, let's use some of these. Restricted by armor? Oh god. Well, that sucks. Well, alright. Improved flurry. Improved power blast. Snipe that dude. Let's get it. Oh. Dang, lightsabers wreck everything. You like that? You like that? Woohoo! Oh man, too cool. Matale, matale. All right. The pass. This is the like open field from Ocarina of Time over here. Well, I think that's gonna be do it for us. I know I didn't really come to any real interesting points about identity and or anything like that, but I don't know, it's just something I've been thinking about because of all the Smash stuff and the fact that I've cut something out and I'm spending time on. I'm like, I don't know what I should be doing right now, and I'm just bored. But I think it could be good to like, evaluate your time and like think about who you are in connection to what you do and whether or not you get value or joy out of what you're doing, and whether it's valuable, actually valuable. You love the crease going down like every freaking character's face when you go a little bit down. God, it's so horrible. Why couldn't the crease be on the back of their necks and not the front of their faces? But yeah, anywho, next time we'll talk about something new, hopefully something a little bit more developed as a concept, hopefully. And yeah, if I come up with anything about what the heck I should be doing these days that's not Smash, maybe it's basketball, maybe it's something else. I'll let you know. But again, I think it's important. And shit, you know what? I didn't cover this. I think it's important for people's egos, for men, for maybe, you know, in my experience, men's egos and confidence and all that jazz. Can you guys see the manta ray up there? No, I guess you can't. To have something, and I remember like one thing, there was a time in my life where like I self-identified as a lacrosse player. Like I think like in middle school I had kind of the dilemma as I was describing, and I think music and lacrosse were like the two things that kind of like pulled me out of it, and getting skilled at something, having people that encouraged you, and then moving like that. I had a really great coach who unfortunately passed away from cancer, and Coach Sopraner from back in the day. Getting good at lacrosse because I absolutely like worked my ass off too, and it's the only time in my life where I was like really like a star athlete. I was a varsity athlete in high school, but I wouldn't say I was a star athlete by any stretch of imagination. You know, I self-identified as a lacrosse player because I pushed myself and I was, you know, being encouraged to get better and to develop a skill. And I think it's important, like, to have something that you feel like your accomplishments and your values and your joy is your own, and it's self-defining and it's relevant in and of itself. And at the same token, like, maybe it's good to like take those things away and reevaluate like who you are outside of just working really hard at one task, because I mean, when you retire you're gonna have to do that anyways. But I think also, like, at least in my understanding, like, men need, or the men I know feel like they need some kind of identity or drive or value. Otherwise it's just empty and depressing to feel like a nothing person that doesn't have like a this is my thing kind of thing, you know, my identity. And identity is important. And serenity is important on this could be literally any RPG starting vaguely kind of grassy environment. But enough of this. Anyways, next time, bye bye.